looking for recommendations on what travel apps you should download on your phone before your next trip? Keep watching and I'll go through our top 20 favorite apps that we have on our phones at all times to help take the stress out of travel. Number 1, TripIt. TripIt has become one of our favorite apps because it's indispensable not only for planning, but also while on your trip. The key to TripIt is that you don't have to think about anything to make an itinerary for your upcoming trip. Once you set up an account with TripIt, you can link your email to your account, and anything that is travel related will automatically be sent to TripIt and made into an itinerary for you. We found that it's captured most things that we've booked for upcoming trips, so flights, hotels, tours, tickets. Occasionally, it might miss something, especially if the email is very vague and not clearly defined as a travel item. But thankfully, it's super easy to get these into your itinerary. If there was something that wasn't automatically added to your itinerary, simply forward the email to plans@tripit.com and it will automatically add it to your trip. We were a little skeptical at first that it would be able to sort through the random travel items into an itinerary, especially when we have multiple trips upcoming. However, it does it flawlessly. For example, say you're traveling to Japan next month, but you're going to Africa in 3 months' time. It will automatically know by the destination and travel dates that these are separate trips and put them into their own itineraries. While it's not always perfect, this does take out 90% of the legwork of making an itinerary for your upcoming trip. And thankfully, it's pretty easy to edit any details that might have been missed. Overall, it makes itineraries super easy, and we found it to be indispensable to have on our phones or on our iPad when we travel. Once we're on our trip, we found it really useful as well because you can simply open up your itinerary, go to an item, and it will have like relevant details there. It will have your booking numbers for your hotel. It will have flight details, all of that stuff, and it's super useful. Even if things change, it will update your itinerary. Like we've had flights be delayed by 30 minutes, and we've had TripIt tell us that our flight is delayed before we even found out while sitting at the gate at the airport. It literally knew before the official channels told us. So super useful when you're traveling. TripIt is 100% free to set up an account and use the app. However, there is also a premium version, which gives you some extra perks. App number 2 is Airalo. Airalo is an app that offers eSIMs for your smartphone. These are perfect if your current plan doesn't allow for international roaming or if it's super expensive. It's also a great option if the country you're traveling to isn't supported by your current phone plan. As long as your phone isn't locked to a certain provider, you can get eSIMs from Airalo for really affordable pricing. Airalo has fairly flexible plans that allow you to pick certain time periods or data amounts that work for you. It's definitely super useful and a great way to save money on those expensive roaming charges from your provider. Number 3 is a VPN like Surfshark. A VPN, or virtual private network, is a tool that essentially protects your data while traveling. It makes sure your connection is private and secure, which means you're less likely to get hacked while on a public Wi-Fi network. We personally use Surfshark. We just found it's the most affordable and easy to use out of the options out there. One bonus tip of using a VPN while traveling is that because you're changing your geographic location, you can watch shows on Netflix in different countries. So really need to stay up to date on that show that's only available on US Netflix. You can change your geolocation to the US and watch your favorite shows. It's really handy. Number 4 is Viator or Klook. Viator and Klook are amazing apps to have on your phone while traveling. These apps can be used for a variety of things like tours, activities, attraction tickets, airport transfers. We have both on our phone because some excel in different areas. We find Viator is really great for tours, while Klook can be great at booking discounted attraction tickets in advance. We have an upcoming trip to Japan, And we've used Viator for so many things for this. We've booked our airport transports to and from the airport. We have tours in Kyoto and Tokyo, and it's a lifesaver. Once you've booked these attractions or tickets in Viator or Klook, they all live in the app as well. So you have them easily accessible on your trip. You can bring it up and, scan a barcode or whatever is needed. And it's really convenient. App number 5 is FareDrop. This app is more for the planning side of a vacation, more so than while on your journey. FareDrop is an app that monitors flight deals, and it will send you the best options for international, domestic, and also economy versus business class or first class. So you can get alerted on the best deals that are out there, so you can always find the best deal on flights. The app also has a section called Daily Drop, which is their daily newsletter that talks about travel hacking and ways to maximize miles and points. Travel nerds like me really like reading this on a daily basis. App number 6 are ride-sharing apps like Uber and Lyft. Getting around new cities can be challenging, especially when it comes to getting from the airport to your hotel. Depending on the amount of time you have, sometimes you might not have the time to walk to another destination or catch public transport. In these cases, we find things like Uber and Lyft really convenient. While they're not always the cheapest option, they're often more affordable than catching a taxi, which can actually be pretty stressful. The ability to use your phone, which has all your credit card details and things like that already saved, cuts out the inconvenience. Many people have a favorite. Like, we personally like Lyft over Uber if we have the option. Some places will have one and not the other. So we would recommend having both downloaded on your phone. Also, do some research. Sometimes both might not be available, but the country will have its own version of a rideshare app. So just do a little research before you get to your destination and find which one is best for you. App number 7 is Priority Pass. If you love airport lounges, Priority Pass is a game changer. You can sign up for Priority Pass on its own, but it is kind of expensive. Our pro tip here is to get a credit card that includes Priority Pass access. We'll link a video above that shows the top 3 credit cards which give unlimited Priority Pass access. Once you have Priority Pass, you have access to over 1,300 lounges worldwide. Believe me, once you start using airport lounges, you never want to go back. They're a great way to relax and also get some free drink and food while you're there. Airports are normally really busy, loud, stressful places, and the food and drink prices are always astronomical. So planning ahead and having a Priority Pass membership really does pay for itself if you travel a lot. And having the app on your phone gives you the details of where Priority Pass lounges are in the airports you're at. So for example, once you land at your destination or you arrive at the airport, you can open up the Priority Pass app. It will use your location and tell you wherever there are airport lounges available to you. It's really handy. App number 8 is Allyz. Allyz is the app for Allianz travel insurance. Travel insurance is one of those things that you must have when traveling, especially when you're traveling internationally. We personally choose Allianz travel insurance because they offer an annual plan. This annual plan takes out any of the hassle you normally associate with buying travel insurance for a short trip. They're fairly affordable and give pretty comprehensive coverage. The fact that it's an annual plan means you just don't have to think about it for 365 days. It's fantastic. And the Allyz app is what keeps all of your information. So if you do run into any issues while traveling, this app will have all your policy details and any information you need to make a claim. App number 9 is Find My. Apple's Find My app has become indispensable on our travels. Not only can we keep track of our iPhone or iPad if we lose it, thanks to AirTags, we can also keep track of our luggage. We put an AirTag in all of our luggage and hand luggage just in case something happens. If the worst case scenario happens and your checked-in luggage goes missing, or you accidentally leave your backpack in a cafe, you can use the Find My app to help track down where it is. It's just a little bit of peace of mind while traveling. App number 10 is wallet apps like Apple Wallet or Google Wallet. We love Apple Wallet because it lets us store all of our credit cards and debit cards on our phones. While obviously we have our credit cards and debit cards while we travel, if something does happen and something goes missing, you do have that backup to access your funds. Wallet apps are also great for storing things like boarding passes or attraction tickets. It really is just a super convenient way to access both payment and tickets and passes right at your fingertips. App number 11 is Google Maps. Google Maps has quickly become a must-have app for us, no matter where we travel. It's useful for planning purposes, being able to find hotels, restaurants, public transportation, can really help you map out an entire trip or itinerary before you even get there. Then when you do arrive, Google Maps definitely helps navigate both just walking around the streets of a new city, but also how to get public transportation. Google Maps has come a long way over the years, and its detailed directions are invaluable while on a trip. While you could use other options like Apple Maps, we definitely think Google Maps is the superior map service. App number 12 is Google Translate. While Google Translate might not be used on all of our trips, we find it extremely useful in countries where they don't speak English, our native language. Not only can you use it to translate certain words, so you just type them in and it will tell you how to say the phrase or word you're looking for, it can also use your camera to directly translate signs or menus or just about anything. We're about to go to Japan, and this is an app we will be using all the time to help us both navigate and communicate with the locals. Number 13 are entertainment apps like Netflix and Spotify. There's nothing worse than being on a long flight and not having entertainment. Relying on the in-flight entertainment can sometimes be risky. You either have to use headphones you're not comfortable with, or they hurt your ears. There mightn't be the right movies you want to watch. So having a backup option like Netflix or Spotify is extremely important. I like Spotify for downloading music, podcasts, even audiobooks, which I can listen to offline on the plane. And then downloading some TV shows or movies on Netflix is also a great way to kill some time. I definitely recommend downloading all your favorite shows or music on these relevant apps, just in case there isn't reliable Wi-Fi. Number 14 is home security apps like Blink or Ring. If you're on a longer trip, being able to keep track of your home and its security can be really important. Apps like Blink and Ring can often be linked up to your home security, so either your cameras or your alarm systems, to let you know if your home is safe at all times. Not only can these be linked to security services to monitor, you can also access them on your own. One extra perk of these apps is our cat Allyz will often stay at home while we travel. He'll have a cat sitter that comes in and checks on him and feeds him, but we can, whenever we want, open up our apps and then check the cameras around the house and see what he's up to. Number 15 are banking or credit card apps. Managing your finances on the go is crucial. Always make sure your bank and credit card apps are downloaded on your phone. This ensures you have access to your funds while traveling, but also the ability to cancel or freeze cards if you lose something on your travels. For example, on a recent trip to London, we thought we'd lost one of our credit cards. So we were able to open up the app, freeze the credit card temporarily, just in case it was stolen. Thankfully, we found the card. It was just misplaced in one of our bags, but being able to freeze and unfreeze the card came in really handy. Having these apps readily available is also really convenient if you have any difficulties making payments while overseas. These apps are also just really helpful to keep track of your spending if you're using your credit card or debit card a lot while traveling, and shows you how much you're spending in your local currency when spending overseas. Number 16 are hotel apps. While I'm a huge travel nerd and have all of the major hotel apps already on my phone, I definitely recommend putting the app for wherever you're staying in an upcoming trip on your phone. Not only can it store all the relevant details like your confirmation number, many hotels will even allow you to use the app in your phone as a digital key. While more often than not we use a physical key when checking in, it can be handy to have that as a backup. These apps are also just handy to have because they give you up-to-date information on the loyalty programs for each hotel, which I definitely recommend signing up for whenever you stay at a big brand hotel. Number 17 are airline apps. This one's a no-brainer. If you're flying anywhere, make sure you have the Airlines app on your phone. Not only can you put your boarding pass on there, it also gives you up-to-date flight information. Even if you like using paper boarding passes, having the backup option of a digital one can definitely come in handy just in case you misplace it. Number 18 are weather apps. There's nothing worse than being unprepared for the weather on a trip. So we definitely recommend using either the included apps that are on your phone, like Apple's weather app or Google's weather app, or something like AccuWeather or weather.com. These are just super convenient to have. The ability to look at weather forecasts ahead of time can be a lifesaver when traveling. While we always recommend being prepared for things like rain, it definitely helps to look at a forecast and see if it is projected to be in the future. It's also just really handy to know if you need to grab that umbrella before heading out for the day. Number 19 is a good notes app. I find these particularly useful for jotting down travel plans. I'll put sort of a note for each day of our trip and just put general notes of things we might do or plan on seeing while there. I also find them really useful for making a packing list ahead of time. And finally, number 20 is WhatsApp. Communication apps like WhatsApp can be really convenient while traveling. Not only is it an easy way for you to communicate with friends and family back home, you can also use it to communicate with your travel partner if you ever get split up, as it just uses Wi-Fi. But one reason we found it incredibly useful recently is that we found many hotels and tour operators will actually use WhatsApp to communicate with you. For example, in our recent trip to the Maldives, our hotel actually used WhatsApp to communicate with us while we were at the resort. We could use it to message members of staff to replace things in our room or to come pick us up and take us to different venues at the resort. So even if you don't use WhatsApp in your home life, having it on your phone ready to go can be very useful. And there you have it. That's our top 20 picks for must-have apps while traveling. If you liked today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our latest travel tips and adventures. Thanks for watching and see you next time.